December 2025 marks a turning point in Tesla's internal roadmap, and it's one that almost everyone is misunderstanding. Tesla is targeting a production cost of roughly $12,749 for what is widely referred to as the Model 2, and I need to be absolutely clear right from the start about what that number actually means. This is not a launch price. This is not a promised sticker price. This is not something you can walk into a showroom and pay. It is an internal engineering cost target, a number Tesla's manufacturing and design teams are working toward behind closed doors without relying on any federal tax credits whatsoever. The $7,500 EV tax credit officially expired in September 2025, and this target exists completely independent of government incentives. That distinction alone changes everything about how this car should be evaluated. If you're watching this because you're hoping to escape rising gas prices, unpredictable maintenance costs, or the brutal depreciation cycle of traditional vehicles, as you approach retirement, I need to tell you something uncomfortable but important. The biggest risk with the Model 2 isn't the price you might eventually pay. The real danger lies in the trade-offs most people are failing to understand right now. Over the next few minutes, you'll see how cheap this car could realistically become, what you will absolutely have to give up to get there, the hidden risks Tesla rarely highlights in public discussions, and the realistic financial path to ownership that most buyers are not considering. If you misunderstand this today, you could waste years waiting for the wrong car. Or worse, buy into something that doesn't actually fit your lifestyle, your budget, or your expectations. I'm not here to sell you a car. I'm here to help you avoid EV decisions that could quietly cost you tens of thousands of dollars over the next decade. If you stay with me until the end, what I'm about to explain could save you from one of the most expensive mistakes EV buyers are making right. Now let's start by addressing the confusion, because there are three major misconceptions dominating conversations about the Model 2 in late 2025. The first misconception is that the low cost only exists because of tax credits. That's simply false. The federal EV tax credit is gone, and Tesla's internal production target does not depend on it in any way. If the Model 2 ends up being affordable, it will only be because of radical cost reduction through simplified design, new manufacturing methods, and very real compromises that buyers will have to accept. There is no subsidy safety net propping this vehicle up. The second misconception is that Tesla must be lying or bluffing because we haven't seen the car yet. This misunderstanding comes from treating automotive manufacturing like consumer tech. Tesla announcing a phone or a tablet early is very different from announcing a mass-market vehicle.
Automotive production
is brutally complex. Announcing too early can destroy momentum, invite regulatory scrutiny, and lock a company into timelines it cannot realistically meet. Staying silent doesn't mean nothing is happening. It often means the opposite. The third misconception is that the Model 2 is right around the corner. There is no credible signal that this vehicle will hit showrooms in early 2026. What exists today is an internal roadmap and cost target, not a public launch schedule. Confusing internal engineering goals with consumer availability leads to false expectations, disappointment, and poor financial planning. Here's where things get even more dangerous. Most people don't realize there are actually 4 different prices hidden inside that $12,749 number. Mixing them up could easily cost you $7,000 or more. The $12,749 figure represents Tesla's internal production cost target. This is the number Tesla hands to its engineers and manufacturing teams and says, figure out how to build this car at this cost per unit. It includes raw materials, labor, factory overhead, supply chain efficiencies, and allocated research and development. It does not include profit margins. It does not include marketing. It does not include logistics, delivery, or customer-facing expenses. This number exists entirely inside Tesla's walls. The second price layer is the commercial sticker price, or MSRP. Once Tesla decides to actually sell the Model 2, it will add margin, logistics costs, distribution expenses, and risk buffers. Even with Tesla's direct-to-consumer model, these costs don't disappear. Based on historical margins and Tesla's pricing behavior, a realistic MSRP range would likely land somewhere between $18,000 and $22,000. That range alone already shatters the fantasy many people have about buying a brand new Tesla for $12,000. The third layer is where things get interesting again, because this is where incentives and financing come into play. While the federal tax credit is gone, Tesla still has powerful levers it can pull. 0% APR financing for 36 to 48 months, trade-in bonuses, regional rebates depending on your state. Insurance bundles and loyalty programs can all dramatically reduce the effective cost of ownership. These incentives don't show up on the sticker price, but they matter far more than people realize. With aggressive financing and incentives, the effective purchase price could realistically fall into the $16,000 to $19,000 range for many buyers. The fourth and final layer is the true out-the-door price. This is the number that actually hits your bank account. State sales taxes, registration fees, destination charges, documentation fees, and optional accessories all stack on top of everything else. Depending on where you live and how you configure the real out-the-door cost could range anywhere from $17,000 on the low end to $24,000 on the high end. This is the number you need to plan around, not the internal production cost, and not the marketing headlines. Now let's talk about what Tesla has to do to even make a $12,749 production cost possible in the first place, because this is where the real trade-offs begin. Cost reduction at this scale doesn't come from magic batteries or secret government deals. It comes from ruthless simplification. Expect fewer trim options, fewer color choices, and a highly standardized configuration. The interior will prioritize durability and efficiency over luxury. Soft touch materials will be limited. Physical buttons may be reduced even further. Advanced driver assistance features could be software locked or sold separately. Range will be optimized for urban and suburban driving, not long-distance road trips. Charging speed may be adequate, not class-leading. Manufacturing will play an even bigger role. Tesla's next-generation vehicle platform focuses on modular subassemblies, gigacastings, simplified wiring harnesses, and fewer parts overall. This dramatically lowers labor costs and assembly time, but also reduces flexibility. Repairs may become more expensive or require specialized service centers. Insurance costs could fluctuate as insurers adjust to new repair models. Early production. Runs may experience quality inconsistencies as Tesla fine-tunes its processes. Battery chemistry is another area where expectations need to be realistic. While Tesla continues to innovate with lithium-based chemistries and alternatives like sodium-ion for certain markets, the Model 2 is unlikely to feature cutting-edge high-end CD packs at launch. Energy density will be balanced against cost, longevity, and safety. Range estimates will likely fall into a practical, not aspirational category. This car is not designed to replace a Model Y or Model 3. It's designed to replace aging gas cars, second vehicles, and entry-level transportation. There's also the risk factor that no one likes to talk about. The Model 2 represents one of Tesla's biggest manufacturing experiments to date. New platforms, new factories, and new supply chains introduce unknowns. Early adopters may encounter software limitations, hardware revisions, or evolving feature sets. Waiting too long could mean missing incentives. Buying too early could mean dealing with first-generation issues. This is not inherently bad, but it requires clear eyes and realistic expectations. The most expensive mistake EV buyers are making right now is waiting for a fantasy car that checks every box at an impossible price. The Model 2 is not designed to be everything to everyone. It's designed to hit a cost target that fundamentally reshapes the entry-level EV market. For the right buyer, this could be the cheapest long-term transportation solution Tesla has ever built. For the wrong buyer, this could be a disappointment that never meets unrealistic expectations. Understanding the difference between production cost, MSRP incentive-adjusted pricing, and out-the-door cost isn't just financial literacy, but protection. If you get this wrong, you could wait years for a car that was never meant to serve your needs. If you get it right, You could lock in predictable transportation costs, minimal maintenance, and long-term savings that quietly outperform almost any gas vehicle on the road today. Now let's slow this down and talk about why Tesla is willing to take this kind of risk at all. Because companies don't aim for a $12,749 production cost unless they believe the payoff is enormous. Tesla already dominates the premium EV space. They already sell the Model Y and Model 3 in massive volumes. But there's a ceiling to how many people can afford a $40,000 car, even with incentives. The Model 2 is not about replacing existing Teslas. It's about unlocking an entirely different population of buyers who have never seriously considered an EV before. People driving 10-year-old Toyotas. People delaying retirement because their car payments won't go away. People trapped in the cycle of gas, oil changes, transmission repairs, and sudden breakdowns that always seem to happen at the worst possible time to reach those buyers. Tesla has to break something fundamental, and that something is the traditional cost structure of car manufacturing. This is where expectations need to be reset. The Model 2 is not being designed from the top down, like most cars. It's being designed from the cost up. Tesla starts with the number and works backward, stripping away anything that doesn't directly serve the mission of basic transportation. That means the emotional idea of what a Tesla should feel like has to change. This car is not about impressing your neighbors, it's about predictable ownership. That also explains why Tesla has been so quiet. Silence isn't uncertainty here, it's discipline. Every public statement locks expectations. Every leaked feature invites backlash. If it changes, Tesla learned this the hard way with past projects. This time, they're letting the factories, not the marketing department, do the talking. Now let's address another issue that rarely gets discussed: depreciation. This is where many buyers accidentally lose the most money. Traditional gas cars depreciate fast, but cheap gas cars depreciate even faster. A $20,000 gas vehicle can lose half its value in 5 years, especially if fuel prices spike or emissions regulations tighten. EVs behave differently, but not always in predictable ways. High-end EVs depreciate quickly because technology moves fast. Entry-level EVs, however, tend to stabilize once the market sees them as utility tools rather than luxury items. The Model 2 sits in a strange middle ground. On one hand, it could depreciate faster than expected if Tesla releases improved versions quickly. On the other hand, if it becomes the default affordable EV, resale values could hold surprisingly well, especially as gas infrastructure declines and maintenance costs for ICE vehicles continue rising. The key takeaway here is that depreciation risk depends heavily on timing. Buying at launch versus buying 2 years in could mean thousands of dollars in difference. Even if the sticker price barely changes, insurance is another hidden variable. Lower vehicle cost usually means lower insurance premiums, but Tesla's repair ecosystem complicates that. Good costings reduce manufacturing cost, but increase repair complexity. A minor accident could still result in higher repair bills, at least until insurers fully adapt. Tesla knows this and has been quietly working to integrate insurance bundles into ownership, which is why those incentives matter more than people realize. If you ignore insurance costs, you're missing a major part of the ownership equation. Charging behavior also matters more with a car like this. The Model 2 is not optimized for frequent long-distance fast charging. It's optimized for overnight charging, predictable daily use, and minimal energy cost. If you live in an apartment without reliable charging, this car may not save you money. If you have home charging, the savings compound quietly over time. Electricity costs are far more stable than fuel, and that stability is worth more than people give it credit for, especially for fixed-income households or retirees. Now let's talk about the psychological trap many buyers fall into: waiting. Waiting for the perfect EV, waiting for prices to drop just a little more, waiting for the next battery breakthrough, waiting for solid state, waiting for longer range, waiting for better interiors, waiting for a clearer launch date. Waiting feels safe, but it has a cost. Every year you wait, you're still paying for gas, maintenance, and depreciation on your current vehicle. Those costs don't pause while you wait for the future. Tesla understands this, which is why the Model 2 doesn't aim to be perfect. It aims to be good enough at the right price. That's uncomfortable for people who are used to associating Tesla with cutting-edge tech. This car is more like an appliance than a gadget. It's transportation stripped down to its economic core. There's also a broader market shift happening that benefits Tesla's timing. Governments may be stepping back from direct EV subsidies, but regulations on emissions, fuel standards, and urban access are only tightening. Gas cars aren't getting cheaper to own. They're getting more expensive in subtle ways. Inspection, fees, emissions testing, fuel volatility, parts shortages, skilled mechanics scarcity. These pressures don't show up on a dealership sticker, but they show up over time. The Model 2 is designed to exist in that future, not the past. It assumes higher fuel prices, tighter regulations, and consumers who care more about monthly predictability than badge prestige. That's why understanding the real cost layers matters so much. If you focus only on the production cost, you'll feel misled. If you focus only on the MSRP, you'll miss the incentives. If you ignore out-the-door costs, you'll overspend. If you ignore long-term ownership costs, you'll misunderstand the value entirely. Another point most people miss is how Tesla thinks about volume. Tesla doesn't need massive profit margins on this car to win. They need scale. Scale lowers component costs, stabilizes supply chains, and strengthens their energy and software ecosystem. Every Model 2 on the road is another data point, another charging customer, another potential software subscriber. This car is a gateway, not a profit engine by itself. That also means Tesla can afford to price aggressively if conditions demand it. If competitors struggle to match costs, Tesla has room to maneuver. If demand slows, Tesla can pull pricing levers quickly. Traditional automakers can't move that fast. That flexibility matters more than people realize, especially in a volatile economy. Now let's address the fear of being a test subject, because that fear isn't irrational. Early production vehicles often experience issues. Software updates fix some problems but introduce others. Hardware revisions happen quietly. Tesla owners are used to this, but first-time buyers may not be. This is where patience and self-awareness come in. If you need absolute reliability from day one, waiting may be the smarter move. If you can tolerate early quirks in exchange for lower long-term costs, early adoption may pay off. The mistake is assuming there's a universally correct answer. There isn't. There's only what aligns with your financial reality and risk tolerance. That's why hype-driven decisions are so dangerous. They replace analysis with emotion. When people hear $12,749, they imagine a miracle car that solves every problem. That's not what this is. It's a carefully engineered compromise. Compromise between cost, performance, durability, and manufacturability. And compromises aren't failures. They're choices. The real question you should be asking isn't, how cheap will the Model 2 be? It's what am I willing to give up to make cheap ownership worth it? Are you willing to accept fewer features? Shorter range, slower charging, less customization, a simpler interior? If the answer is yes, the Model 2 could be one of the smartest financial vehicles Tesla has ever produced. If the answer is no, waiting for it will only frustrate you. This is why so many people are waiting for the wrong car. They want Model Y capability at Model 2 pricing. That math doesn't work. It never has. Tesla isn't trying to make it work. As we move closer to 2026 and beyond, more details will leak. Expectations will shift. Narratives will change. Prices may move, features may adjust, timelines may slip. But the core reality won't change. The Model 2 exists to redefine the lower boundary of EV ownership, not to deliver luxury at a discount. If you understand that now, you're ahead of most buyers. You'll plan better. You'll avoid emotional decisions. You'll recognize marketing noise for what it is. Most importantly, you'll make choices that protect your financial future instead of quietly draining it.